Hey everyone, welcome back to Form and Function. I'm Samita, your host, and if you caught our last episode, we talked about branding, how your logo, tone, and message come together to tell your story. But today, I want to go a step further because here's the thing. Building a brand is great, but what truly keeps a business alive is loyalty. How do you take that brand you've built and turn it into something people connect with, something they believe in? That's what we're diving into today, turning your brand into a movement. Let's start with the truth every business owner eventually learns. Getting people to notice you is easy. Getting them to stay, that's the real challenge. Think about it. Anyone can go viral, post a trendy product, or run an ad that gets clicks. But the brands that last, like Nike, Starbucks, or Apple, they don't just have customers, they have fans. When you see the Apple logo, you don't just think the phone. You think innovation, creativity, even status. When you grab a coffee at Starbucks, it's not just caffeine, it's comfort, routine, community. These companies have mastered something deeper. They've built loyalty through emotion. And that's what separates a product from a movement. Let's break it down a little. Humans are emotional buyers. Sure, we think we make rational choices, but most of the time, our decisions are driven by how something makes us feel. We crave familiarity, we stick with what we trust. That's why brand consistency matters so much. The colors, the tone, the messaging, it all builds a sense of safety and trust. For example, when you see the Nike tick and read "Just do it," you already know what emotion you're supposed to feel. Motivated, confident, capable. And that emotion is what creates loyalty. Because people don't buy what you sell, they buy why you sell it. So if you're running a business, here's a question worth asking yourself. What emotion does my brand give off? Excitement, comfort, luxury, reliability. Because that emotion becomes your anchor, the thing people return to again and again. Let's make this more practical. If you're a small business owner or content creator trying to build a loyal audience, here's a few strategies that work. 1. Be consistent. Your audience should recognize you immediately, whether it's through your visuals, your tone, or your service. Consistency builds trust. Think of it like showing up for a friend. The more dependable you are, the stronger the bond becomes. 2. Tell a story, not a sales pitch. People remember stories way more than they remember ads. Share the why behind your business, why you started, what problems you're solving, or even the struggles you faced. That transparency makes your brand human. 3. Create emotional value. Go beyond the product. Maybe your brand stands out for confidence, sustainability, or creativity. Make sure your customers feel that every time they interact with you. 4, reward engagement. If someone supports you, thank them. It could be through loyalty programs, shoutouts on social media, or exclusive perks. When customers feel seen, they're more likely to stick around. 5, listen. Customers' feedback isn't criticism, it's direction. When you show that you value people's opinions and make changes based on what they say, you build your community. Let's look at an example. Glossier, for example, one of the most interesting beauty brands of our time. Before launching their products, Glossier started as a beauty blog called Into the Gloss. They wrote articles, interviewed real people, and asked readers what they wanted from skincare. When they finally launched their line, customers already felt like they were part of it. They weren't just buying products. They were supporting a brand that listened to them. And that's the heart of loyalty. When your customers feel included in your growth, they become part of your story, not just the audience. So, how do you turn your brand into a movement? It starts with community. A brand sells, a movement connects. A brand says, buy from us, a movement says, join us. Think about how powerful that shift is. When your brand becomes a community where people share values, experiences, and identity, you stop being just another business. You become a symbol. Whether that's through social causes, authenticity, or cultural relevance, every strong business movement is built on belonging. So, to wrap this up, if branding is the face of your business, loyalty is the heartbeat. You can spend thousands on marketing, but loyalty can't be bought. It's earned through consistency, emotion, and community. If you take anything from today's episode, let it be this. Don't just aim for your followers or buyers, aim for believers. Because once people believe in your brand, they'll carry it farther than any ad campaign ever could. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you found this helpful, share it with a friend who's building a business. Next week, we'll dive into the psychology of advertising, how brands use color, music, and words to influence what we buy without us even realizing it. Until then, keep creating, keep building, and remember, the best brands don't just sell products, they sell beliefs.